Hey guys, as you can tell by the title itself, in this video I'm bringing you the second part of everything we know about the Season 8 premiere, based on teasers, trailers, and a few official spoilers. In part 1 I brought you the actual footage from episode 1, in which we can see the new Game of Thrones intro. The ice floor spreads out from the wall representing the Night King and his army who brings the storm and winter and goes to the Lost Heart, the seat of House Umber. This basically confirms that the Night King will in the first episode attack Lost Heart and destroy it. In part 1 I also brought you the reports from reporters who attended the exclusive premiere, which revealed the many main events of the premiere, including a spoiler of Jon Snow learning the truth about his parents in that very episode. We also discussed the opening scene, as well as many reunions and the great meeting that will take place at Winterfell. Most of the main characters will attend that huge urgent meeting that'll be called upon by Jon Snow when Bran tells him that the wall has fallen, to discuss their strategy and defenses against the Night King. Let's continue with that meeting. I believe Jaime is in Winterfell here, and Brienne is worried for how Dany Targaryen, the person he tried to kill, and Bran Stark, also the person he tried to kill, will react to it. From the new teasers, we also know Tyrion will attend these meetings as well, which again is not coming as a surprise. As it was expected, the Northerners will not accept Dany as good as Jon did. It has been officially confirmed for quite a long time that Sansa and Dany will have a very tense first meeting, and it's also been recently confirmed that other Northern Lords will side with Sansa and share the same feelings towards the Dragon Queen. The Northerners will need some more convincing to trust Dany. According to Bella Ramsey, her character Lyanna Mormont is not very happy with the arrival of a foreign queen. So it's not only Sansa who will give some hard time to Jon over Dany, but it's also all the other Northern Lords and ladies as well, and this right here is the first meeting summoned by Jon Snow upon their arrival at Winterfell. Since the Northerners did not accept Dany very well, Tyrion is pretty much saying they might not like each other, but they must fight together nonetheless, or otherwise they will all die. This speech should bring the Northerners to their senses. Besides talking about Dany on this huge meeting at Winterfell, they will also discuss their defenses. One of the first orders from this meeting will go to the blacksmiths, with Gendry on its head, make all weapons, shields and all defenses out of dragonglass. Here we have our favorite blacksmith, either forging weapons out of dragonglass or even trying to forge brand new Valyrian steel swords now that they have both dragonglass and dragonfire, in which many believe lies the secret to forging Valyrian steel. One or the other, the two are the only substances capable of killing White Walkers and their whites, and they need it now more than ever with the dead coming for them. As we saw from the Season 8 teasers, the Unsullied will have their shields upgraded with dragonglass edges. Winterfell now has a dark trench all around it and everyone wields dragonglass weapons. We see Tyrion at Winterfell with boxes full of dragonglass next to him, and the dragonglass is actually being added to Shivudi Freeze, which is a defensive anti-cavalry measure. Jon went to Dragonstone not only to meet the Dragon Queen, but also to mine dragonglass. With Jon and Dany's arrival at Winterfell, of course they brought dragonglass from Dragonstone to use it in the war to come, and therefore their armies carrying the dragonglass-made weapons does not come as a surprise. As I already said, dragonglass is the key to defeating the White Walkers, so the living will have to use it in every way possible. As confirmed by reporters who attended the Season 8 exclusive premiere, Jon will also in this episode learn of his true parentage. An actor who plays Sam teased this about his character in Season 8. Sam is really feeling the responsibility of this information, but he knows Jon would rather hear this from Sam than anybody else. In my opinion, this is a confirmation that Sam will be the one to reveal Jon the truth. Sam and Bran discovered together the truth, but Sam will probably be a better messenger, given Bran's detachment from his family, and weird behavior ever since he became the Three-Eyed Raven. Here I assume Bran says to Sam that it's better if he's the one to tell Jon the truth, and Sam tries to figure out the best way to deliver such information. Let's get back to reunions, because after all this episode will be marked by them. Jon and Dany are the only two who will arrive at Winterfell. There's plenty of characters and therefore many more reunions. There's also Cenor the Hound Clegane, who is a part of Jon's crew. He will reunite with perhaps the only two people he cares in this world, Sansa and Arya. There's also Gendry and Arya reunion, which could potentially be the first step forward into Gendry's father's Robert Baratheon's promise to Arya's father Ned Stark in Season 1 finally being fulfilled. I also think that Arya's line from the trailer where she says "I know death, he's got many faces" is coming from her conversation with Gendry. Next we have Tyrion and Sansa. Once a married couple, the two will definitely be happy to see one another alive and well after a long time. Tyrion was the only Lannister that cared for Sansa, and actually tried to make her time at King's Landing a bit better, by keeping her safe from King Joffrey numerous times, and by being kind to her all the time. It did not take Sansa too long to realize that Tyrion is not like his family. She quickly grew to trust him and like him as a person. They've both been through some rough times since then, and one or two scenes between these two would be great to see. If I'd have to guess, I'd say that Tyrion will ask Sansa how she escaped King's Landing, and how they managed to see through Littlefinger's game. While we are all excited for the big reunions, there's plenty of, let's call it, minor reunions that are also going to be very interesting, such as Jorah Mormont reuniting with Lyanna Mormont and Sam. So basically what happens in the North in the Season 8 premiere is the Night King destroying Glass Heart, while Winterfell faces many reunions and first tense meeting. Winterfell is also under preparation for the Great War. Jon most likely learns the truth from Sam and Bran, and even possibly rise a dragon. These shots might also be from the Season 8 premiere, which hints that Dany might teach Jon how to ride a dragon. In the trailer we see Jon and Dany approaching Drogon and Rhaegal, and here they are probably flying them above Winterfell, and this is reaction of Varys, Davos and Tyrion seeing it. Keep it in mind that all these three have already seen dragons above their heads quite a lot of times, so the only reason they'd look at a dragon with a bit of shock would be seeing Jon Snow riding Dany's other dragon Rhaegal, a dragon named after Jon's father, Rhaegar Targaryen. It would be very cool to see Jon riding a dragon in the Season 8 premiere, especially if Dany is pregnant and therefore will not be able to ride her dragon later on in the season, leaving it to Jon to use them as best as possible. Down south in King's Landing, Euron will arrive with the Golden Company. As seen in the trailer, Euron's Iron Fleet is filled with the Golden Company that is coming to help Cersei retrieve 7 kingdoms under her rule, and here Cersei likely oversees their arrival. We also got to see Cersei having a meeting with Euron Greyjoy and the leader of the Golden Company, Harry Strickland, which would also take place in the first episode, although I doubt we'll see more than that of them. By them I mean Harry and Euron. There will probably be a few more scenes of Cersei. The premiere will also probably provide a closure of Theon's rescue mission. Even though some of you might not have caught it, the official trailer showed us Euron as well as Theon Greyjoy. We saw a glimpse of Euron Greyjoy along with Harry Strickland, the leader of the Golden Company, in the Great Hall of the Red Keep in King's Landing. In-depth analysis also revealed 2 different sets of Greyjoy fleets with different Kraken painted sails, one belonging to Euron on which Euron and Yara are, and the other fleet belonging to Yara on which Theon is, trying to catch up to Euron and save his sister. The difference between Yara's and Euron's fleets is that Euron's has a 3rd red eye inscribed onto the head of the Kraken. I also found one more difference, and it's in the fact that the shape of the sails are different as well. Yara favors square rigs, while Euron, outside his own terrifying galley Silence, prefers support ships that employ triangular fore and aft rigging. Here we see the Silence, Euron's longship, returning to Westeros, alongside the rest of Euron's fleet in the background, loaded with a division of the Golden Company and their commander Harry Strickland. And here we see a shot of the Greyjoy fleet, and since it contains square rigs type of sails, and more importantly since there is no red eye on the Kraken, we can tell for a fact that it's Yara's fleet, commanded by Theon Greyjoy. In the Season 7 finale, Theon finally earned the respect of the Ironborn, and rallied Yara's remaining supporters to rescue Yara, and here he is in Season 8, searching for Euron's fleet. In my opinion, Theon will save Yara while Euron is having a meeting with Cersei and Harry. It's possible that Yara will not be Yara anymore, much like Theon was not Theon for a long time since Ramsay tortured him. It's highly possible that Euron tortured Yara, and since we all know how Euron tortures his prisoners in the show and in the books, it's likely that Yara lost her tongue. However, I do believe that Theon will save Yara and get her back, and the two will then sail north to help Jon Snow and Dany defend Winterfell. As for Euron, he will arrive at King's Landing with the Golden Company in the Season 8 premiere. He will then have a meeting with Cersei, and he will probably demand a wedding. As it was confirmed by the official teasers, Euron will blackmail Cersei into getting what he wants, a marriage, and he will therefore become the king. Here's the shot of Cersei Lannister, and Lena Headey, who plays Cersei, has to say is more than interesting. Lena says, as usual with Cersei, she's trapped in a web of her own making. So what's the nature of this web? Lena Headey did not give any details, but looking on Euron's photo and what he's got to say about his Season 8 pets, it's more than obvious that Lena is talking about Cersei being trapped in Euron's hands, after she so foolishly let Euron make a contract with the Golden Company, and making him so powerful overall. Pylo Esbeck, Euron said this: Euron wants to become the king of the 7 kingdoms, yet he's also blackmailing Cersei. Euron is blackmailing Cersei with the Golden Company and his Iron Fleet. Cersei's got to marry him, or he will leave with his fleet and turn the Golden Company against her, as it might be Cersei who paid them, but it's Euron who made a deal with them, and it's Euron whose name is on the contract. That's why Cersei is trapped in a web of her own making, and that's how Euron is blackmailing her. Wouldn't be surprised if Cersei is forced to marry Euron in the very first episode. Okay guys, that will be everything we know about the Season 8 premiere, supported with all the trailers, teasers and a few spoilers. How do you like the first episode of the final season, and what do you think will also take place? Please make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.